Hi folks, and welcome back to Fishing with Den. Well, we're on that club match today. This is the second in the series, and it's kind of like a winter league. I won the first one, if you remember, which was good. The second one was actually postponed because of all that flooding we had, and so that's actually on in 2 weeks' time. It's middle of winter, not sure what to expect because the flooding in here apparently came up way over the fences, way over my head where it is now, and so I don't know what fish are left in here and what's new that's come in from the rivers and so on. So anyway, as it's cold, I'm going to feed my way in slowly. Going to fish 2 swims to start off with, left and a right, although they're not really left and right, they're kind of right and mid-right. And I'm just going to put 1 ball of bait in just to start off with, because I really have no idea, as I say, what to expect. I have got another rig set up for down there, down the edge. This place sometimes produces down the edge, but not always, so we'll keep that in reserve for later. But as I say, not really got much of a clue as to how to approach it, apart from to be cautious. I've also got a feeder line, which is about sort of 45 metres or so, I suppose, 45. I have clipped up, I found a feature out there, kind of, bit of a rough area. So really, it's just a question of going out and play it by ear on this one, I'm afraid. Right. Well, that's the feed gone in. That's it for the day. I'll put a rig on and we'll get cracking. See what happens. This first rig, make sure I pick the right one up. Yep, that one. We've got about 6 feet of depth by the look of that. And I've got a size 14 hook on. The float, in this case, what size is that float? Oh, it's a 1 gram float, because we're expecting some wind to get up later. I know it looks flat calm at the moment, but yesterday, where I live, which is a couple of hours away of course, it was actually howling a gale, and today is forecast to have reasonable amounts of rain here. Not rain, but wind here. So really, I've gone heavier in the knowledge that hopefully that'll hold up when the waves all start later on. I'll be a bit careful on this platform because it's all but been washed away in places down the back. And let's just get myself sorted out. And that's me ready to go. So I'll get the zoom camera set up shortly, but I just managed to dip the USB lead connector into the water, so I'm hopeful that'll dry out in a second or two. But if that doesn't and it causes me a problem, then you won't be seeing anything on the zoom camera. But that's just the way it is with cameras sometimes. But anyway, I'll probably about 2 or 3 minutes in there. I'll get back to you as soon as things start to move. Oh, first pint. I was just reaching around to get some milk. Thought he was going to be tiny at first, but actually a little bit bigger than I first thought. Managed to knock milk over. Right, come on fish. He's fighting well, isn't he? Took a bit of time to wake up and then decided to go nutski. Right. Okay. That'll do for the first fish, won't it? It's a pound or so. Actually, it's bigger than a pound. It's more like 1.5, look. Still want my cup of tea though. So, I had to use the breast at the front today. My thumb's giving me a bit of jip after the match last week. And of course the other one's starting to go now as well, so don't get old guys, it ain't much fun. Fishing at 9 metres for this one. But somehow I've got to reach around and get my milk out. I'll get this cup of tea yet. I just put it out there, managed to grab me milk, and it started to bob again. I shouldn't be complaining, I suppose, but I think that's the first fish that anyone's caught. ~3 start this morning, so long old day today. Just had a sort of a semi-bite there, but didn't take it. It could have been just a liner, but at least there's something down there. We're about 3/4 of an hour in, and I've still only had that one fish. Seen 2 other fish caught. Is that going to go? Yeah. Starting to get a bit worried there in case I didn't catch any more. I don't know, some days. Well, can't afford to do that today, Dan. Still, we'll get back out there and we'll see if there's any more. Feeding very sparingly at the moment. I've put a few loose offerings in, just a few bits of corn and a few pellets. But I don't know about this wind that they said was supposed to be coming up, because I'm not seeing anything like a wind at the moment. In fact, flat calm is more the case. So maybe that's going to happen shortly, I don't know. Or of course, the Met man could be wrong. The weather office has been known to be wrong before, hasn't he? It's got to be a bite, hasn't it? It's already lifted a bit. Excuse me. Oh, is it going to? Well, how do you miss a bite like that? Come on, Dan, get a grip. Quite deep out there, it's probably a good 8 feet or more. And it does still keep going as well, out to as far as I've got, which is 13 metres. In dry years, I'm actually sitting out there. That's what you get for looking back then, but you know, I'm starting to get some bites. Movement. Come on, fish. It's just bobbing it, isn't it? Must be liners. That's a lift and a bob, and that's got to be a bite. No way, how can you miss that then? Right, okay, I'm going to try something different. I'm going to use some paste, and that paste is the same flavour as the ground bait. Because I ain't hitting bites at the moment, am I? I'm doing completely rubbish. At least it went straight under. Come on then, get a grip. Guy next to me is having a few. I think it's his third one, so I'm falling behind, so I'm going to have to pull my finger out and get this sorted. Because at the moment, this ain't working. Arthritis again. Yes. Oof. Hope this one stays on. A bit of a slack period from bites as well. It's now about sort of an hour and a quarter in, and I'm behind. The guy next to me's probably had 5 fish. This is only a small one. Very small one. Actually, it's a bit far up on the platform. I'll do it this way. Very sort of jaggy bites and just bump. It's all of 5 ounces or so. Well, alright, 7. And caught in his dorsal, and he's decided to unhook himself. Still, at least we've got 2 now. Starting to wonder if I was ever going to manage to hit a bite. Back on corn again, just to get that one, see how we go. See, this is the depth, it's top 2 plus 1, but I'm quite high up off the water here, so that's why I had to ship down to 2 sections. All a bit awkward really. Oops. I might just put a pole pot on the end, feed through that actually, because I want a bit more accuracy. I think today it's going to be fairly hard at the moment by the look of it. This is a bit bigger than the last one. Don't know what I've got to do today. Oh dear, oh dear. I've put that pole pot on so I can feed more accurately, but this is pretty hopeless at the moment. Making a right mess of things. And even when I do catch one, it falls off. That was a better one as well, that fish. Not going to catch up with the guy to my left at this rate. Well, that's got to be a lift, hasn't it? I don't know. Making a mess of this one then, big time. Right, I'm going to change that hook. I'm going to go to a B911. Okay, change the hook. Gone to it is a size 14, but it's a B911, and it's on an 020 bottom, which probably sounds quite heavy, but trust me, for in here, it's definitely not. But just trying different things to see if we can actually hit a bite, because I'm doing totally rubbish at the moment, making a complete mess of things. Got the float dotted down more as well. The way these bounces go though, that made me the wrong move, because it may look like it's going under, and I'll probably end up striking, but we'll see. We'll try different things. Just had a little slide up and down, but frustration. Still missed it. Oh, I don't know what I got to do. How could you miss that? How could you miss it? Whoops. Right. Smaller piece of corn this time, I think. While we're at it, I think we'll put a little bit of bait out in the other swim that I was going to fish, because I hadn't had any for a while. A few pellets and a few bits of corn in there. And we'll... Oops. Den, you are really making a mess of this today. What I was going to say was, I'll put these in the swim on the way out to the one I'm fishing. So I know we're accurate. Right, let's see if we can hit one of these bites. Well, the wind started to spring up, which is good. This is the direction they were forecasting. It's a southwesterly kind of thing. Hopefully this will get things moving a bit. Could well get quite strong later today. We had gusts up to 50 kilometres an hour where I lived yesterday, and that's what, 30 miles an hour or so? Because this is not happening at the moment. Keep trying different things, but nobody else seems to be catching either, so it's not just me, but I can't believe I've missed so many bites and dropped so many fish off. Well, am I going to get this one all the way in without it falling off? I'm even going to net it because it's small, but I just don't feel safe just lifting this one at the moment. Three. As I said, small fish. It probably gives me about 2.5 pounds at the moment. Come on, come out. Oops, don't drop it, Den. Right, well, I just caught a fish. The GoPro decided it didn't want to play, so you missed that one. I've just had to go back and reset everything. Having a few problems with GoPros lately, but I'm fishing with this turmeric paste. It got me the bite. Not sure if I would have got one anyway on the corn, but hey, it's a fish that I wouldn't otherwise have had, I think. Right, let's put a little bit of bait in the pot and get back out there. Just a few of each, small amounts. I keep thinking the wind's going to turn up and then it doesn't. A little bit of a breeze, but it's nothing like they were saying. Oh. Missed it on that now. But at least I'm getting an odd bite. I feed pretty sparingly though. What I was about to say was, we are about 1 hour and 3/4 in, and I've been listening to some of the lads to my right. By the sound of things, they're doing no better and probably somewhat worse than me insofar as Richard on the end, I thought I just heard, he said he had one bite. I think the other guy he was talking to had a couple of fish, but nothing that you could really call freely biting. So if I can just start hitting a few of these, we got a chance. This ain't going well, guys. We are 3 hours in. I've still got 4, possibly 5 fish. I've lost count as usual. They're all small. Nobody else seems to be catching. My mate Richard down there has had 1. I think the other couple of guys down next to me have also had something like 1, maybe 2 fish. Oh dear. I hate winter. Just giving it a try down the edge here. Well, not completely down the edge. I'm actually out a little bit, but it's a bit shallower where it's very deep down there. So I thought maybe with the sun out, they've come up into the margins a little bit. It's not like a commercial. We don't get those sorts of occasions where you go in for the last hour and a half or so. There's no bait hardly ever goes into this thing, so they don't really get to understand that there's going to be bait at a given time of day. Right, we're at just over the 3 hour point. Can't buy a bite, so going out on the feeder. Can't imagine I'll get a bite on this either, because it's one of those days. But then again, nobody else is catching anything either, so you never know, do you? Okay, well, we're 3.5 hours in. The feeder didn't do anything, pretty much as expected. So I'm going to go back out on this rig and just hope that something happens. I've been trickling a little bit of feed in here and there, but nobody else is catching either. So remember, it's a 3-match series, so even if I don't win this one, as long as none of my competitors will either, wouldn't be too far off, would I? No sooner put it in, and I was messing around with the app again for the GoPro, and it went under. And this time, so far anyway, it's stayed on, which is a bit of a novelty in itself. Don't put any pressure on at this point, do you? Not a big fish again. But it's the first fish I've had for quite some time, and I think it's the first fish that quite a few people have had for quite some time too. So come on, fish, stop messing around. And that was on Den's turmeric paste. Whoops, what are you doing down there? Get out of it. That's a reasonable fish. That probably puts me on at least £3. And the top 2's just disappeared into the water now. Some days. Some days. Right. Try a bit more of that stuff to get that number 2 out. Oh, sorry, top 2 out. Not sure I'm going to do that, because trying to move on this platform is not the easiest thing. But if Den's turmeric paste is working, well, it works for me. Well, it's taking a bit of a time, but that's another one. We're actually about 4 3/4 hours in now. Might just stick it out on this line for a while. Although having said that, I might just give that other line a quick go. Let this one settle down a bit. Come on. I think with this one I've probably got about £4 or £5. But if everybody else has got £2 or £3, that's still a win. I really have no idea what others have caught, but I don't think they're catching much. So that is good. Just get some bait in the pot, I think, and keep the feed going in a little bit. Still putting a few bits of corn in there just in case. But at the moment it definitely been paste that's doing the job. At least they're proper bites when they go under. That'll do. Well, there's definitely nothing doing on this line. I've tried down on the inside before, but I'll give that another go in a minute. But I think I'm going to get back out there and go out to that sort of longer line. It's the only place I seem to be able to get bites, so obviously that's the place to be. It's just a shame I couldn't get them down here. But as I say, I'm not seeing anybody else catching, so if I've just had those 2 fish in the recent past, well, who knows. Let's get back out there. I don't care, let's just do it. Half an hour to go, no more fish, but then again, neither's anybody else, so even if I don't win this one, I'm still pretty good for the 3-match championship, because obviously a lot of other people haven't done all that well either, so you know, it's all based on points. I'm just going to try a couple of other quick things before the end, see what happens. Come in down there, try one down here, and then go back out down there again. But if I'm honest, I'm not really expecting any more bites because nobody else is getting one either. Still, we shall persevere. Well folks, unfortunately didn't catch any more. The whistle's just about to go and the GoPro died too. So all that's left then is for me to weigh in, and I'll let you know what the results were in a couple of seconds. And here's what we've all been waiting for. Got the results. And remember your school report card which it said could do better? Yep, that was me. Turns out I came 5th. I ended up with about £8. Didn't do me any good. Mick, one of the newer anglers to the scene, actually won it. He had about £16, so well done Mick. Ivan, who was my main competitor, you'll remember he was just beaten by me in the last match. He came second, as I say. He had just under £16, so well done Mick. You've dropped Ivan by a point, which helped me enormously. And as I say, I had about £8 for 5th place. In terms of the day, I was on the damn wall. 2 guys to the left of me did better than me. Mick was one of them, obviously. And the 4 or 5 guys to the right of me did worse than me. So literally, the weights went down as you went to the corner. And big shout out here for Richard. His drawing arms defeated him again. He's actually drawn in the corner, and I think he had 1 bite all match. But keep chin up, Richard. Sorry to be laughing at your plight, mate, but Yeah, you've definitely got to sort out your drawing arm. But anyway, back to the 3-match series. Based on where we're at the moment, the 2 matches that we've done, that puts Ivan on 5 points. I'm on 6 points. So what I've got to do in the last match in the series, which is in a couple of weeks' time, is to beat Ivan. That's all there is to it. I think I've got enough overall weight from the first match so that as long as I beat him, weight won't come into it. But we're really going to have to wait until that match, which, as I say, still in the winter, so it could be very patchy. But the only other one that could have come near me, which is Enric, he last time came second and he had a really good weight, but this time he's had a bit of a shocker, and he's down towards the bottom of the list today. So bad luck on that one, Enric. I know you're a good angler, mate, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. So there's the results. For me personally, as I say, I could have done definitely better. I missed bites constantly. I dropped fish off. I think a lot of them are liners, and I've got to try and sort out in my head what that's all about before the next match, because I'm likely to have the same sort of issue. And all I really needed was to catch one of those fish that I dropped off, and I could have been 1 or 2 points further forward. But that's just the way it goes in fishing sometimes. So as I say, that's it, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, as always, click the button. If you want to subscribe, feel free. And until the next time, bye for now.